See how quickly you can spot what's wrong with this story.
A Columbus woman claims she was the victim of a hate crime and now fears for her family's safety.
The Somali American says she was targeted because of her Islamic headscarf.
And NBC4's Alan Henry spoke to her and her attorney about what happened and what they want to see happen next.
It was at this intersection that Saito, a Columbus woman, says she experienced her first incident of hate in America. She didn't think the second would come the next day and at her home.
I'm here in America 16 years. I never feel fear. I never scare. It's my first time to scare.
Saito is a Somali American resident of Columbus. She says last week a man pulled up beside her family in their car, turned his fingers into a gun, and pulled the trigger.
I was thinking this guy is a crazy old man and, I'm not gonna see him again.
But the next day her son ran inside the house, saying that man was outside their home. Saito called the police, but by the time they arrived, he had already left.
Always I have in my mind, maybe he will come back to my house. He will get big gun. We don't sit on the living room since that happened. I'm scary because I'm thinking like he got big gun maybe and shoot the window.
Saito reached out to the Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR, who says her story is one they hear all too often.
This is not the first time that a Muslim family, that a Somali family has been threatened, has been harassed based on their religion and ethnicity in Central Ohio.
CAIR says this is the 5th incident reported to them this year, but by speaking out today, they're trying to make it the last.
Our real hope here is that if this man is arrested and this man is charged with a hate crime under our laws, Ohio laws, that this will send a message that this behavior should not be tolerated, and more importantly, will not be tolerated in Ohio.
Now, I reached out to Columbus Police to see if they had a statement about their investigation. They told me if anyone is investigating this, it would be in their zone unit, which investigates misdemeanor crimes like theft and menacing. Local for you in Columbus, Alan Henry, NBC4.
If you were not alert, you might not have noticed that there is no description of the hostile stranger. We don't know what he looks like or what kind of car he drives. Even the police aren't investigating it. This was a CAIR commercial. So how did this get on WCMH? Well, CAIR, of course, but also the cooperation of Colleen Marshall. Colleen Marshall is a news anchor for WCMH, the NBC affiliate in Ohio. She is also a practicing attorney. However, apparently, even she is no match for the stupefying effect CAIR has on people. Let's look at another Colleen Marshall broadcast involving CAIR, this time CAIR's Open Mosque Day.
Several mosques around central Ohio will collectively open their doors to the community this weekend for the first ever Central Ohio Open Mosque Day. The entire community is invited to attend an interfaith dialogue. 7 mosques are going to participate this weekend. This is a map of various locations all throughout central Ohio. Their doors will open Sunday from 1:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon. For a complete list, head to NBC4i.com.
Of the 7 mosques listed here, 3 have significant terror ties. How significant, you might ask? Enough to where Colleen Marshall herself did a report on the mothership of the group, the Masjid Omar Ibn Khattab.
A shocking investigation from NBC News uncovers young Americans turned ISIS sympathizers and, in some cases, active supporters of terrorism. Ayman Ferris, who pled guilty in 2002 to providing information to terrorists to support attacks on the U.S. Noureddin Abdi, a guilty plea to similar charges in 2007. Christopher Paul pled guilty in 2008 to conspiring to use weapons of mass destruction against targets in the U.S. and Europe.
It's quite unfortunate that these people went and did what they did, but the fact that they attended really has no bearing on their actions. Anyone can come to our mosque. We have an open-door policy. It's not possible for us to screen someone's ideology.
When CAIR is not involved, she can see her way clear and report the news without bending over backwards in an attempt to appear objective. But now let's reintroduce CAIR and watch how she handles the subject of CAIR and Hamas.
New at 5, the internet lighting up in reaction to a post today from Ohio Treasurer and U.S. Senate candidate Josh Mandel.
He posted an article online today accusing CAIR, the nonprofit Center for American Islamic Relations, of being a front for terrorism. Colleen Marshall talked to him today, and she joins us now in the studio with his response.
Well, Mandel is, of course, sticking by his claim, despite criticism that he cites a report that an organization itself has questionable origins. Now, this is the post that you'll find on his page, and this is who he's citing. You might not be able to see it, but it's the Center for Security Policy. Now, that's been called an anti-Muslim conspiracy group. The Southern Poverty Law Center claims it's known for accusations that the Muslim Brotherhood has infiltrated all levels of American government. But Mandel claims his other source for his belief that CAIR is a horrible organization is federal court filings. Mandel's Facebook page is filled with criticism that he's fear-mongering, but also praise that he's trying to keep America safe. Mandel's office sent me a 118-page report that claims the federal government on 3 different occasions has tied CAIR to terrorism. The report claims that in a December 2007 federal court filing, prosecutors described CAIR as having conspired with other affiliates of the Muslim Brotherhood to support terrorists. Mandel claims in 2006 court cases, federal prosecutors publicly accused CAIR of being unindicted co-conspirators of terrorist organizations, Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. And now the nonprofit CAIR organization denies any ties to terrorism. They directed us to its website, saying because of its record on civil liberties and justice, a vocal group of anti-Muslim bigots has made it the focus of a misinformation campaign. Now, as for what people are saying on the website to Josh Mandel, let's take a look. We're getting reaction. These are people who were against Mandel today, saying, please stop peddling conspiracy theory.
Did she learn anything from doing this report? Is it all just a bunch of claims and counterclaims? Remember, she is a practicing attorney, but she can't bring herself to answer the question, who are the Council on American Islamic Relations?